So it's actually cheaper to have an apartment, if you will. Well, I don't know about that. Well, let's just say, let's entertain the idea. Well, first of all, I was thinking to myself, I got diabetes and everything like that, right? So it's controlled, but it's like you need a spike in sugar or low or high. Kind of messes you up a little bit, right? So it's actually cheaper to have an apartment in terms of health sometimes because you can control it a little bit better. But I wouldn't say that where I was, it was a little bit better. I would say more like, you know, where's that train of thought there? I would say more like that. I mean, comparably. I mean, in contrast to living in your car or van, living in your van, whatever. It's not really that much of a luxury when it is a luxury because it doesn't help me out. But uh, when you need to fix the heating and stuff like that, and this kind of weather like here really just kind of messes everything up a little bit. I'd have to say that. Oh man, fucking what do you call it? Sometimes you just sign long for those days. You just want for those days where you're kind of warm, you're not too cold. Yeah, you're well fed. Yeah, I mean, but there's a trade off, because even when they sit in on you there, I like to say sit in on you, like in on you, because they sit in on you. But you can say sit on you. They sit on you in the apartment. They sit on you outside, whether in a car, take up your space or something like that. Because like some statue that's beyond statues, right? And like I was like, well, you just keep recycling this shit. I mean, you can't play this. Say, oh, this is an overseas war thing. We're just flipping script like that. We're just kind of like shifting gears a little bit now. And I'm like, and everybody just holds on to like whatever they're watching on TV, and like, oh, this is the premise of what's going on nowadays and stuff like that, or like this week or so, this day. I'm like, this is oh crap, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm working with a little bit. I'm trying to fix up. I'll fix up and have safety measures and stuff like that, and like, don't look so, don't look too shabby or something like that. Just conspicuous and stuff like that, and not getting in over my head about like what I'm trying to do and stuff like that. It's hard not to when on limited funds and stuff like that. And by contrast, it's not that far different than for someone who makes so much in tax returns and pays so little in housing and stuff like that, and has I food benefits too and something like that. But unless to sit on you like this, this kind of stuff that goes on here, and like and it makes you think about like if a fatal error oh, what's your name and stuff like that. Like, this goes back like 30 years already, damn near. And I'm like, Jim, what the fuck are you talking about, man? And like, so people are like, oh, why don't you launch? Why don't you take off? Why don't you do all that shit? Why don't you dodge? Why don't you block? Why don't you duck? I check, 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 and check. And I'm like, you know what I mean? And then like, that. And so, oh, well, you got something better in store and stuff like that. Well, when you sit up here and they're playing tag with you, and like, oh, you're still it, you're still it, you're still it, you're still it. And something from some super, some like super good guy perspective, right? That term, and like well, there's so much, there's so much you do. Where I was like, oh, I need some candy or something like that, or like, I can't. This is, I was saying the other day, it's so expensive and stuff like that, and I was waiting for something today, and I'm like, oh, well, it's for you, such and such. well, if it's not so special, why is it so not special when it comes to like funding uh, 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 benefits for what do you call it, for nutrition and stuff like that. Some of that. Have it like an ice box in here like that, you know. You go through that when you can just do this. And you shoot yourself in the foot and be like, oh, you know what? You're the one who said it. I didn't say any shit. I said I did all that shit already. Oh, so we you just make me out to be some type of person where some elected sheriff comes up to me like, hey, you know what? This is an infraction and stuff like that. I'm not gonna sit up here and there's a Murphy's Law, this shit. But it seems to be an entertainment value, and I don't know what it is that that is a handle on what I'm saying, but it's just fucking stupid, dude. It's so imbalanced. You know what I mean? It's like so imbalanced. And I know you're gonna get one view off of this. You know what I mean? Be like, that's just shit. Yeah. Well, why don't you just do this and do that? Do this and do that. I'm like, you do one thing, you have to pay for bags and stuff like that. They got the bag. They got the bag. They got the bag. They got the bag. The bag. It's like, oh, escape their problems and stuff like that. Escape their problems and stuff like that. Like, well, I was trying to survive. I need to survive and like still mediocre tip like Ashton Kutcher. Fucking what's his name? That's that movie. Kutcher, Hegel. I tell you what you do and stuff like that. It's never gonna be enough. Well, you said one thing and you do something else. I don't really care about it, but it's like, stuff like that. It's like, probably. So I'm not competing with you in any way. I mean, you're all on me. I mean, pay attention to me and stuff like that. It's like, such and such. Well, this is what it's about. And like, the United States versus Russia and stuff like that, but without saying your name. So I don't fucking talk stupid shit. So it's like, he's just angry. I mean, angry because you're losing. I was like, yeah, okay. I take your losses. Losses, why not? Losses. But, like, so the reconciliation is like, oh, you're taking losses and stuff like that. And so what are you going to do? What is there to do? Nothing to do. You just gotta sit up there and drive. You wilt away. Like, this is the design of the United States. Like, oh, so okay, cool. We can cover it up, or this is it. So then everybody can go ahead and stop acting and pretend like I don't know what you do with this or that. So everybody be like, like, oh, you know what? This is what we were talking about, like earlier, and like how we're not gonna be accountable for anything, we're not gonna be held liable for anything, we're not blame you for everything. This shit. So fucking rinsing, fucking washing this shit. Student debt must burst and stuff. And you're like, oh, you know what? But when it's good, you know what I mean? And then you're broke, like, after 3 days later, you fucking don't have any money because you're forced to spend it because they say you have bad credit. And something like that. So you're forced to put it back. It's just, what the fuck am I talking about that shit? So you buy a new futon, right? You lay down it, like staring at you, like, looking out of your window, like, trick ass internet. You know what I mean? The fucking trick, bald headed lies of the United States. The bald headed lies. So that's embarrassing when you see people caught in the act. You're like, they're so fucking stupid. Like so fucking dumb, stupid. Like, like, probably call they're bald-headed lies. Everything unattainable. You make everything unattainable. I mean, you make heat unattainable. You know, longing for this for like 60 some odd days. I just want to feel at a normal body temperature. I mean, have proper nutrition so I don't feel so bad. No, you can't accomplish that. But look at me. Oh, I have short sleeves right on and I'm eating Cheetos. So by contrast, I'm supposed to feel inferior. I'm supposed to feel like, oh, well, yes, another one here. That's the truth of America. That's what you stand for. That's why you're American. That's what you claim proud to be American. And I should be ashamed that I'm not proud to be American like that.